One thing people won't tell you is exactly how much time you're going to spend cutting out lip smacks and ums from these videos. Happy Pride Month, everyone. My name is Brenda. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm pansexual. I'm an artist and I love design, so I just think The Sims is real neat. I've never posted any of my builds before, but I don't know. Pride is just giving me the cojones to do it. Just a disclaimer, this is a speed build, but I will be speaking on Pride. The picture that you see on screen is the inspiration for the exterior, and the next picture is the inspiration for the interior color palette. I will be doing a walkthrough at the end, so stick around if you want to see that. So let's talk about Pride, and let's talk about these shady companies just slapping a rainbow on their products without associating with a charity or an organization to advocate for LGBTQIA plus rights. And talking about these companies, is there anything inherently wrong with catering to the gay community? No. You don't have to have, this grand gesture of charity or advocacy every time you make a product geared towards the gay community. But when it's only a month a year, it rings a little performative. Just a tad. And I think that's because a lot of people don't know about the origins of Pride Month. They just kind of see it as a chance to capitalize on, a group of people. They don't know that, quote, the first Pride was a riot. And more specifically, the Stonewall Uprising, which led to the creation of the Gay Liberation Front. And yes, I say uprising because I think that's what it was. It was people coming together against an oppressive force. The Stonewall Rebellion, if you will, was a series of protests by the gay community against the early morning raid at the Stonewall Inn in the Greenwich Village neighborhood of Manhattan, New York. On June 28th, 1969, patrons of the local gay and lesbian bars, along with people of the neighborhood, fought back when the police became violent with the demonstrators. And this is where the queer inside joke comes from, the who threw the first brick at Stonewall. We see it a lot, where people are Macklemore threw the first brick at Stonewall. And also, we hear the story about Marsha P. Johnson throwing a brick at a policeman because she was upset over the death of Judy Garland. Mind you, there's no clear information on whether bricks were ever even thrown at these riots. The gay rights movement didn't start at Stonewall. And in terms of the world, there's the start of the Magnus Hirschfeld's organization in Berlin, Germany. That happened about 128 years before Stonewall. They were the first gay rights group. In the 1950s, you had the Daughters of Bilitis, a lesbian gay rights group, and you also had the Mattachine Society, and you had the sit-in at Julius's. But the significance of Stonewall lies in that it was the catchfire for the Gay Liberation Front. And if you don't know, the Gay Liberation Front is the reason we have gay rights today. They held the march, on the anniversary of Stonewall in 1970, and it's kind of become the perpetuated tradition to have a march or pride parade, celebration in June. The Gay Liberation Front was also kind of called radical, or I think they just were more forceful in their ideology than other organizations that were maybe playing into a respectability politics. Now, the Stonewall Inn, the bar itself, was not the premier gay bar in the neighborhood by any means. And a lot of people who were there describe it as being a dump or a sleazy hole in the wall run by the mafia. I think people like to romanticize the Stonewall Inn as this like beloved gay bar of the time, but it just wasn't that. It perhaps has become that with, its association and its significance. Another misconception is the story around Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera. They're often credited with starting the, quote, riot, i.e. throwing the first shot glass, throwing the first bottle, Molotov cocktail, you name it. But both of these ladies have said in multiple interviews that they didn't start it. In fact, Marsha has said that she didn't arrive there until 2 p.m. This isn't to say that these ladies weren't essential or crucial parts of the gay liberation movement. The importance of their work for trans and gay rights cannot be understated. And I believe clouding their work in these myths kind of overshadows their contributions. Marsha wasn't just a bereft drag queen throwing drinks at a cop because Judy Garland died. Sylvia didn't throw Molotov cocktails. Marsha P. Johnson was an original member of the Gay Liberation Front and a co-founder of STAR, Street Transvestite Action Revolutionaries, alongside with Sylvia. She was an icon in the gay and art world. She modeled for Warhol. She was in the Hot Peaches and the Angels of Light. She was an AIDS activist with ACT UP. There is discourse around Sylvia Rivera's involvement in the Stonewall Uprising. A lot of people claimed that she just wasn't there. Marcia even said that she was uptown at Bryant Park having a drink. But either way, Sylvia did join the Gay Activist Alliance in 1970, and that same year co-founded STAR, as previously mentioned. STAR advocated and offered services to the homeless queer youth, and they fought for the Sexual Orientation Non-Discrimination Act in New York. Both ladies headed the drag queen section of the Gay Liberation Front, and they, were advocates for the inclusion of drag queens in the gay rights movement as a whole. Not only that, they were both people of color, and it's not a secret that the gay rights movement has been, predominantly featuring the white gay male section of, the movement. And also, going back to the Stonewall Uprising, it was actually a gender nonconforming lesbian who has been stated as the one who urged the assembled crowd to do something against the violence from the police. It's said in multiple accounts that this person's altercation with the police present is what started the, quote, riot. There is theories or speculation or rumors, suggestions that it is a woman by the name of Stormy DeLavery, if I'm saying that correctly. She is noted as a singer, but some people have said that she was a bodyguard at the establishment at the Stonewall Inn. In multiple interviews, she said that it was her, but she has also said in other interviews that it wasn't her. So it's not totally clear if it's her or not. Also, I hate when people think that, all this was because of Judy Garland's funeral. That account was actually written by a right-wing conservative trying to trivialize the gay liberation movement and the events at Stonewall. The Stonewall Uprising wasn't as spontaneous as people think. And I'm not saying, it was a planned event, but with tensions high, it was only a matter of time before it boiled over. Police brutality isn't a thing of the past. We see it happening almost every day, it feels like. We're no stranger to that tension, to that need for change. So to trivialize it as anger over the death of a gay icon is just fucking irritating. And I think that trivialization, it also applies to us, to the people proud of what happened at Stonewall. It is our responsibility to tell the truth of what happened at Stonewall, to not let it live in half-truths, because the way that we can use that to romanticize what happened, others can use it to vilify us. And it still affects us today, specifically in fighting transphobia and more generally in fighting racism in every facet of life. Also, I don't want anyone to feel like I'm downplaying the involvement of POC trans people in the gay rights movement. Especially because of how often trans people, even more so trans people of color, have been sidelined, brutalized, murdered, silenced. There is power in truth, and admiring these people for what they did do is far more empowering than making up a pretty story that can be torn down in seconds. False information, inconsistent information, it doesn't serve us. It doesn't help the cause. It doesn't honor the people who, did all the work for us. Imagine if you did all of these great things and the only thing that people remember about you isn't true at all. I mean, I get there's mythos, there's legend, but this history isn't old. This history is, 50 years old at most. My mother was born in 1969. I think it's important to respect the history, to let people know the struggles and the fights that were fought and are still being fought, so they understand why we celebrate and they understand why we're proud. So it's looking like the build is coming to an end. I hope you guys enjoyed my little discussion about Pride. I'm not a historian. I'm not a professional, but I like talking about stuff like this. I like knowing in looking into things like this. It is possible I got something wrong, and if I did, let me know in the comments. I am totally open to, healthy discourse about, Pride specifically and Stonewall, not about anything else. I don't want any homophobes in the comments trying to argue with me about anything. Also, if you have any comments on the build, I am open to suggestions or critiques. Wouldn't you freaking know it? The trailer for Cottage Living just dropped. And now I don't know what to do with myself. I mean, obviously, I haven't been keeping up with, leaks and stuff. I just don't like doing that. I like being, surprised and seeing the official releases. So I didn't know Cottage Living was coming out, and now I feel like I don't know what to do. I mean, it should be fine, but I wish I would have known. I would have waited, but it would have been after Pride, I guess, because I think it comes out July 22nd. But that's exciting. It looks really, really good. I'm so happy. I am going to be building so much in that world. I feel like I'm exclusively going to be playing in that world. I'm so excited. Okay, that's enough chit chat. Enough blabbing. Let's get into the story, yeah? Here in the front, we have this beautiful flower garden. Most of the items you see here are debug. I think with the exception of the hosta plant, some of this grass, some of these wild grass, and these hydrangeas and the sunflowers. I think all of it is debug. I like using debug for plants because you'll find that the landscaping will drive the price up way high. I think if I hadn't used debug on so many of the outdoor stuff, this would probably cost more, around $80. Seems dramatic, but I think that is part of what drives my cost up a lot. So, keeping it simple. And then we have this beautiful lady here in the front. She's from debug as well. If you don't get her off of debug, if you get her off the regular menu, you can change her color. But if you get her off of debug, she comes in black. But I think it looks real nice. And then over here, I did move the beehive over to the front just because it made more sense than to have it back there where I ended up putting like the puppy toys. And then we have this beautiful oak in the front. And then over here we have this nice little mailbox. I like the colors on the top of this. And then here we have the terrain paint with this stone, these like pavers set into the grass. I really love that look. I really love that look in like real life as well. I did notice that the cottage living like expansion has a new terrain paint with a similar thing with flowers in it. So I'm really excited about that. And then over here we have our little porch, just simple stone porch with these wicker basket chairs, the planters and stuff, the little lights. You'll notice these corbels in the front. They are just the regular corbels sized down one. I really like that detail. And then we have another paver pathway this way. We have some more sunflowers. All of these flowers here are debug. I feel like you can kind of tell a little bit. The resolution on them isn't as great, but that's okay. Let's go around to this side. Here we have some planters. I always love to garden when I play Sims, so I like to include those. Some outdoor eating area, this barbecue pit thing. We have some hanging plants right here. These hanging plants, this one's from Debug, and then this one's from Nifty Knitting. And then these are base game as well. I guess we'll look at this little patio. We have these rattan chairs. I love the rattan chairs. They come with the Island Living pack. I think they look gorgeous. I love them. I love rattan in real life, but it's so expensive. I do have one plant here that's from Journey to Batu. So if you don't have that pack, that's understandable. You can just swap it out for a different one. And then the one on the other side is base game as well. And then here we have this beautiful lantern light post thing. I like the yellow. I did consider, oops, that's not what I want to do. I did consider doing it like this. Or maybe like the love one. But I don't know. The yellow I thought was cute to tie it in with the laundry. And I did like the outdoor laundry, even though it causes a lot of problems because they always like, I feel like they always end up breaking the clotheslines. But we're out in the country, right? We're supposed to be in the middle of nowhere. I think this lot was literally called like middle of nowhere. So it made more sense to have this than to have like a laundry unit on the inside. Plus, we have no space. This is a very small build. Well, not very small, but it's smaller. It's on the smaller side. And I like putting a bike here. I always like putting the bike. There's some bushes. I think these are debug. Are these debug? Oh, they're not debug. Huh. Some bushes from Island Living. Trash can. We have a log. And then here we have a little mushroom. I think I sized this down. I like sizing down the mushrooms and putting them in there. I think they look really cute. I think some of this is debug. A little fairy. She's debug as well. And then a little toy crate for a puppy, because I imagine them having a puppy. Okay, so now let's go inside. Okay, if we go in the door, we have these two spaces. I'm going to flip it over. We have these two spaces. One is obviously a little office nook. I imagine like they would work from home, or like whatever they did, they would do remotely. So I had to provide a little office space. Sorry, I just yawned. I'm running on like 3 hours of sleep.
nice little rug to tie in all the colors. And then the living room, I did like the darker colored sofas. I thought it would look nice. It would match the lighting as well. Sorry, I'm trying not to shake it around too much. Simple rug, distressed little console table. I think it looks really nice. And then also the really modern plant on the side from Paranormal. I think the light is from Paranormal as well. The couches, I think these are from Paranormal. I don't know where these are from. Let me see. Yeah, Nifty Knitting. And then these are from Paranormal. And then over here we have a bathroom. And the bathroom, both bathrooms you'll notice, I didn't put in the speed build, but they're really simple. I'll show you. They're really simple, and then they're just pink, white, and blue. They kind of remind me of like the really colorful or like eccentric bathrooms in like Victorian homes, or I think in the 50s as well. We had that trend where they would do like either like a pastel color or like a neon color in the bathroom, and kind of do like a wild tile and everything like that. Actually, I really like that look. I like when it's remodeled and it looks really good, brand new, or like restored, I guess, brought back to life. Like I was saying, over here we have a dining room. This whole dining set is base game. I think we got it gifted in like 4 updates ago. And then base game rug, really simple, nice blue to tie in the color of the kitchen. I think this light might be, yeah, Eco Lifestyle. And then a little nice clock as well to tie in the blue. This vase kind of reminded me of the reference picture that I used for the color palettes, so I included that as well. And then we come to the kitchen. Now, I mean, obviously, this entire kitchen is the country kitchen kit. I love this kit. I mean, to me, it's like quintessential cottagecore. Although, if you guys look at the kitchen that's in the previews for cottage living, oh my god, I am so excited. So excited. I love green. Green is my favorite color. And I like the green swatch in this country kitchen kit, but I love darker green kitchens. Like before, the one I used to always use was one of the base game, but the like darker green. Love, love, love. I cannot wait. But I do like this country kitchen kit. It is my favorite kit out of the 4 that have come out. So yeah, I do still love this. I'm still gonna use it, but the once kind of cottage living comes out, I'm gonna be building in that world with those, items for a good long while, which I'm okay with. I really love the stone. I love the idea of having a natural stone or natural finish floor, whether it's like what is it called? It's not DG. It's called like hammered earth, I think, or something. It's like a concrete made out of like clay mud. It looks really beautiful. It looks like a polished dirt. I think that looks really beautiful. I love when they do natural stones, or like a stone look. I love that. I love rustic DIY'd things. So this kitchen's lovely. And I've never used the blue kitchen. Like I've used the green one a lot. I've used like the pink. I've used the pink one. I've used the yellow one, but I haven't used the blue one. So I thought it was a perfect opportunity because I have the blue and the pink. Real simple, stove, sink with a little window right there, and little shelf with some of the knickknacks and stuff. And I really just said I'm gonna use the one kit and that's it. And then we have a little smoke alarm above the fridge. Okay, and then coming around over here, we do have a thermostat and then a little gallery wall with some portraits. I think whoever I end up making to put in here, I'm going to make the couple kind of look like they're related to the people on the wall. I love the new swatches for these frames as well. And upstairs we have this gorgeous bedroom. I have never done like such a pastel room, especially with like pink and blue together, but I really love this. I really love the combination. Like, I get it. It looks really nice. And this wallpaper from Paranormal, oh, love it. Paranormal is probably my favorite pack that's out right now in terms of design. Gameplay, I don't really care about that. But the design, as well, like that and Snowy Escape are my two favorite right now. And then on this side we have, we'll just walk through some of the things. We have this little side table, or what is it called? Yeah, hallway table. I like using it as like a dresser. I think it looks really nice. I wish we had more like compact, smaller dressers in the game, just because I feel like sometimes they're a little too big, and you know, we need a little skin. Like if they were the width of this closet over here, I would be happy, which I feel like this is. So you can't change out of it, obviously, but we have the wardrobe on the other side, so I don't think it really matters. We have a little cat bed or dog bed, pet bed, whatever, and then we have lesbian flag on the wall. I couldn't really find a place to put it, but I wanted to put it up. I didn't exactly want to put it up outside, so I put it in the bedroom. And then over here we have the bed from Eco Lifestyle, and I've never put a fan in a room before, so I thought I'd put the fan here. And then the nightstands are from Paranormal, and then the lamps are from Base Game. We have the the Nifty Knitting macrame hoop on the side. Then I believe the mirror on the right is like a kid's mirror, but I like it. Yeah, Magical Me kids mirror, but I like the aesthetic. So the painting above the bed, I think, really nicely incorporates the colors that have inspired the color palette, which, you know, is nice to have something that ties it all together, especially because like you can't change the paint swatch, like the paintings. So it works out. And then the rug that you see in the bottom is from Snowy Escape. It's just 3 of them together. I'm trying to show if they can line up. So there's one in the middle, and then there's one on the edge. I saw Simsy do it, but I think in her video she said she saw someone else do it, but I can't recall who she said she saw do it. So whoever you are out there, you know who you are. Props to you. Yeah, obviously we have a wardrobe and a little hamper, and then the bathroom. Again, we're doing like the pink with the blue, but I inverted it this time. So instead of having the blue be on like the tiles, I have it on the tub, and the mirror, I don't have it on the sink, just because I didn't have one unless I put the country kitchen one down, but I didn't want to do that. And then the one thing from Realm of Magic. So if you don't have Realm of Magic and you don't have Journey to Batu, I think you'll be fine. You could just replace those 2 things. Real easy. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I had a lot of fun doing this. The fact that Cottage Living is coming out, you know, in a month, kind of dampened my like mood on this for a little bit. So I am late to posting this, but I have persevered. I finished it. I hope you guys like it. It's been downloaded quite a bit. It's been downloaded more than a lot of my other builds that I've put up on the galleries. So I think people like it. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment. Tell me any suggestions that you have on how I can make it a better, viewing experience. I kind of feel like I move around too much, or like I hover over things a lot, so it makes it flash. And if that annoys you, or if it's too much, let me know so I can work on it a little bit more. But yeah, again, happy Pride, everyone. Stay safe out there. Get vaccinated. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.